this is Charlie from Charlie's Awesome World of Adventures, and well, it seems like I've been getting into a lot more TV shows recently. Granted, they're more or small or a streaming exclusive shows. But I've been getting into doing a few reviews on them quite a lot. So why not continue with the recent Marvel animation series that's just finished up, Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man. Now, coming into this series, I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, it looked fun from the trailers, but I didn't think it was going to be that great. I thought it was going to be a decently fun and little Spider-Man and series. It was originally rumored this was supposed to be like part of the MCU as like the origins of the MCU Peter Parker, but I'm glad he didn't go in that direction and made it like its own separate thing. And that was one thing I was kind of glad about. But honestly, after watching the entire series, I'm genuinely surprised because this is a really, really good show. Oh, there is so much that I really liked about this series. Really, to the point where I might consider this to be one of my favourite shows from Marvel. Granted, I haven't seen all the other MCU shows, so I can't really say it is the best one. But I had a really good time with Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man. So with that out of the way, let's get into the characters. Now, there's probably like some of my other series reviews like during productions and because there's no particular order to how I go on these things. And yes, I will be going into spoiler territory. So if you haven't seen this show yet, I do recommend and you stop watching this video. Because I'll be going into quite a few spoilers, especially in the final those 2 episodes. But yeah, the characters, I'd honestly say they're the best part of the show. Oh, I mean, I won't say, wasn't expecting fantastic characters, but yeah, these characters are fantastic and a lot more different than some of their Marvel counterparts. Of course, you've got the main Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I really do like him and how it shows his struggles of being a hero. Well, I like how the first episode gives a quick origin to his Iron Man powers, and then quickly cuts to a few months later where he's had them. It doesn't need to show us a training montage of how he slowly started to use his powers. It was nice. It was good to jump straight into him being Iron Man. But yeah, Peter is a really great character during the show, going through all the different struggles he would face, especially with his new internship Oscorp, the relationship with his friends, and of course trying to keep his secret identity secret for it the best he can. And he's a really great character in the series, and I really enjoyed it. However, as great as he is, he might be one of my least favourite characters in the show. Not because he's bad or anything, and he's actually great. It's just that most if not all the other side characters are so much more interesting. I think the show was working when it had me more invested with all its side characters more than its main character, who is still great, by the way. This is especially the case with Peter's best friend, and Nico. Through the show, she seems to be like Peter's best friend for the series. It's like this, like a combination of MJ and that from the MCU, if you will. I really like this girl because she's got a nice wit to her. Her fun personality, and I like her interest in the supernatural. I also really like her relationship with Peter, especially when she finds out the truth that she's Spider-Man. And I like how the other some of the other characters like Norman have we are easily able to get over it, but we can see that Nico can't, and it does take a while for her to accept and out her friend and for being Spider-Man, and and eventually forgiving him. This is what makes her a really interesting character. And I was quite invested to see what they would do for her. Speaking of which, let's go into the Osborns on themselves. Norman and Harry. They're the most different from their comics version. And honestly, I really love these versions, especially Norman. I love the way he's presented this like a mentor figure to Peter, like the one that coaches him to be Spider-Man. And they tried to make him feel like the Tony Stark from the MCU, which was a really good idea. And I love those different layers they went out with Norman, and but I like how they don't officially make him Green Goblin. He's the big main villain, and at the end it seems that Peter would have to stop. But I do like how he does still have a bit of antagonistic role. With the finale as he creates this portal that could destroy the fabric of space. A time. I also really love Harry. This is a lot different than the other versions of Harry, that's for sure. But I really like what they did with him. Making him a lot more different. And more like a social media celebrity. But he's quite humble about it. He also makes a really good friend for Peter. And I like how he's more than willing to help him out, especially when he gives Peter to the original Spider-Man suit at the end of episode 8. I was like, oh yeah. And now the hype's building up. As for some of the other characters, their roles are very minor, but they do have a lot of impact to the series. But if I had to pick my favourite character, it would easily have to be Lonnie. Out all the characters, he's probably the most tragic figure. From the first episode, I could tell that he doesn't seem to have the best. Sure, he was the head of the football team. But there were still parts of his life I thought that didn't feel great. Like he lives in a pretty dangerous environment, and when he's walking home, it's kind of depressed acid thing, and how it shows that his home life isn't that great. This gets more interesting when he joins a criminal gang, and in order to protect his brother from and they were at event, and how the gang and themselves are quite interesting. Don as the leader really isn't a solid character. Where he's like the big main boss, but we can tell that there's something serious on with him. Him like he's a don't mess with me. And as the lonely joins the team, I really like how it showed us the downfall he's going through. Which it doesn't rush through. It takes its time, and does show how his life is getting extremely more worse as he hangs out more with Dom's group. And they go up against the rival to Dom's group, the Scorpions, led by the main Scorpion himself. I really like how he starts off as like a generic big, big boss leader, but things get a lot more interesting. In the on the end of episode 6 onwards, where he fully becomes the Scorpion and gets his gear. Yeah, he's not only shown to be a strong threat to Dom's group now, but he becomes an even greater threat to Peter. And how he was able to seriously take the poor kid that out seriously. The end of episode 7, Evan, where he was just us taking it all out on Peter and destroying him left me speechless. Like I was waiting for Peter to get up and try stop him. But when it looked like Peter was gonna defeat him it easily turned the other way. And it becomes a lot more intense. It's when Peter technically loses, which I wasn't expecting. Also, while I'm on it, the action is easily the best part, one of the best parts of the series. Especially the animation. I'll say now that the animation isn't bad. Like it is good, and I get what they're trying to do. I just consider it to be one of the weaker points of the show, because of how it kind of does look cheap. However, I can't say it looks cheap when it comes to these action scenes. They are easily the biggest highlights of the feature, especially with the different villains that Peter would have to go up against. And it's making the most of his spider powers was adding a different atmosphere every scene was fake. Of course, there are great battles with Scorpion in episodes 7 and 9, which are some fantastic scenes. But there are also some other exciting moments as well. It doesn't matter how many villains he's going up against, and Steve seems to always find the way to be completely exciting, especially delivering an intense climax, where Peter teams up with Doctor Strange, and in order to stop up like a group of symbiotes from destroying the planet, which does lead to a twist that I wasn't expecting. But it surprised me, and that's how Peter got his powers. From the force of it, I thought that Strange just came from another dimension where Alice Venom came from. But when it's actually revealed that Strange, that creature, went back I'm the final episode to it, and high with the power where Peter got his spider powers from. That was like, okay, did not see that coming. A great twist. I know when the twists go when it comes out of nowhere and completely surprises me. And that twist really did do it. I'll even say now that the final episode might be my favourite because of all the different twists. Especially when it sets up for a lot of things for season 2. We know Nico's having her own sequence with her amulet. And which was set up throughout the entire series, but we're not entirely sure or what it is until it's revealed that she was doing it to bring her mom back. We see Norman after the wreck of his company and how he finds the symbiote. That's very interesting. What's he gonna do with that next season? We see how he opened his own internship and shit. And we find out that one of the students' team was actually working for Daredevil, for who fought Spider-Man a few episodes ago. Oh, which is very interesting because they easily have dirt on the company. Yeah, and they know that something's not right about Oscorp or 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 what's their role on this is what they plan. And then we have Doctor Octavius who after an admit anything better to unfun action in episode 8 is put in prison and is planning his breakout out to where he fully becomes Stock Hop. And the biggest twist is the more which I wasn't expecting. We see May goes to prison to meet Peter's dad. I'm like oh my god, I was not expecting that. There were so many it's revealed at the end of the episode, and I was like, I really can't wait to see how that handled in season 2. Another thing I really like is that the series is a lot more serious and it'll make you think. From the art style, the animation and the trailers, you think that this is just going to be a fun little superhero show. Oh, that's only half of it. I've already mentioned the seriousness with on this plot line, but this series goes to dark elements, especially with episode 8. Yeah, we got a fun action scene with Otto, but that's honestly a really serious and depressing episode. Oh, not just for Peter recovering after his scorpion battle to an older Scott. But how he feels like he's letting everyone down, and how Lonnie is going farther down on this dark path. It was a really good episode, and it's nice on what to hear after the intense action. Another of the last episode, even if this was even more depressing. If I did, it'd have to go into a few flaws this show had. I already mentioned in the art animation is a bit of hit and miss. But I did feel like the stories did kind of become a bit formulaic. I feel like the first half of the season is like every 2 episodes at the end, and it's like the even number episodes, like the second, come forth over 6. Someone finds out that Peter is Spider-Man. Of course, it's Norman in the second, Harry in the fourth, and Nico in the 6th. It becomes a bit more repetitive as you kind of know what's going to happen. Granted, they tried to subvert the expectation with Nico being a bit of an acceptance to Peter being Spider-Man. But it doesn't change the fact that we know that she's eventually going to forgive Peter and that the and she will be fixed in the end. And that doesn't mean that the series doesn't have any surprises, though. There are a lot of good surprises that can easily be found with it in the show. Definitely. It's just there were lots of moments that I definitely saw coming from a mile away. But does that take away from the quality of the show? Absolutely not. Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man is a surprisingly and unexpectedly great 8-Marvel series. Will show that might be one of the best non-Spider-Verse and animated properties to feature Spider-Man. And I wouldn't say that this is a perfect series, as it can have some predictable elements and hit or miss animation, but it more than makes up for it with a fantastic group of characters, there's intense action, a solid story, and may add some really great voice acting, and a sort of music's cool, as well as a lot of twists isn't turned on a more darker feel than I was expecting. So that makes me call All Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man a fantastic show. I can easily recommend this to fans of Spider-Man, and as they'll be the ones that will get the greatest kick out of this one. And they're easily gonna love what the series show. And I'll introduce a new version of Peter Parker. Because this series does take a lot of risks that I wasn't expecting. But I'm very glad about that. As it offers one of Spidey's best animated shows, and that's why I'm giving this it's a solid 8.5 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!